Greetings once again to the second installment of our journey through the subject of acquiring more wealth. Prepare yourself for prompts with this second part because we're opening eyes yet again. Have you ever given thought to why some individuals can pull cash like a magnet and why other individuals fight for it with all their might? You should never confuse luck as a factor. There are various general practices that the rich employ to build their wealth. Here, in this video, watch out for 15 potentially transformational approaches that you apply to your current financial circumstances to get that better life you aspire to have. Eager to escape the tyranny of doubtful financial outcomes? If you want to know how to get richer or just want to peek into the life of everyday millionaires, this video is for you. Well, open your notebook or another sheet of the paper because it's high time to take notes on these effective recommendations that may help you become successful. As it turns out, the high-performance car segment is lurking with gold mine in emerging markets where competition is sparse and prospects are bright. Picture an innovative business person identifying an opportunity in their region or neighborhood, for instance, perhaps later rich cafes or fitness facilities. By emulating good successful models from areas that are productive, they can establish an efficient business that can enhance their way of life and at the same time become a source of revenue for other people's needs. This approach calls for determination and flexibility, because one has to adapt this model to the local environment. It's all about earning good returns, while enriching the people's lives and paving way for betterment of the society and hence preparing for a better tomorrow. As for personal development, the concept of creating something that would remain in existence after the individual's lifespan is a powerful notion. Take Apple as an example, or, for instance, the idea of freedom to which people pay very little attention. A smart business owner knows that owning a business is about more than just the money. It is also about making something that will endure through history. It could involve coming up with a product that enhances people's experience or coming up with a charitable organization that addresses societal challenges. The pressure to innovate can be overwhelming, but if one can pave the way and make things successful enough for the next person to expand, one does not have to worry that they are already dead. In the case of market relations, being the first in new markets can bring radical changes in utmost performance to the business. Picture entering a burgeoning market, let alone whole sectors such as renewables or telemedicine, before those markets get noisy with competition. In doing so, an entrepreneur is able to make good amounts of profit, thereby giving them a competitive advantage. Such an advantage helps them define the market and create demand for its innovative solutions from the buyers who are already captive. For example, introducing an environmentally friendly product offering as soon as possible is not only the answer to a need, but also a way to identify the provider as an environmentally friendly company. If persistence and planning are employed in this course, the end result is financial gains for both the business owner as well as value for the customer. To this end, the lucrative business person has mastered the art of making money through providing things that members of society need, but things that make them dependent on the suppliers. Consider how coffee shops have commercialized breakfast habits. They aren't in the business of selling coffee. They sell a culture and people cannot do without it. It therefore becomes possible to found a business on such consumer behavior and then manage it to rely heavily on repeat patronage. This doesn't mean targeting weaknesses or loopholes. Rather, it pertains to enhancing people's lives any way possible through comfort and fun. For example, monthly subscription of self-care products box will lead to a steady customer base. Situation in this regard is quite challenging. However, if remained persistent and worked out some new ideas, it can prove to be really effective. When it comes to profitability for a business, then there is nothing more important than the expansion in order to gain a greater market share. A smart business person understands that it is not all about the sales, as a business is all about new systems. For instance, it is possible to integrate automation tools, and this will help save time on other important activities. This approach not only raises and maintains its high performance level, but also guarantees that the provider can meet increased consumption interest without degrading its services. Also, as the business expands, the entrepreneur can be able to spend cash on marketing techniques that create value to the consumers and in turn leads to the improvement of the standard of their lives. This pressure to sustain this growth can be overwhelming, but definitely there is potential for greater success ahead in the organization. While commission work may be common in sales departments or showrooms in normal economic activity, this kind of job seems to extremely interesting and possibly rewarding in high performance. For instance, the concept of commission-based salespeople means that a salesperson's pay is computed based on performance, not on monthly or annual salary, and this will mean that increasing one's performance will automatically mean a rise in income. We have strategy and endurance games ever. Those willing to work can drastically increase their earnings just like that. For example, realtors are employed mostly on commission basis, although they are able to attract other sources of funding from clients once agreements are signed. This model even cultivates rivalry along with enabling the individuals to take enough efforts in controlling their financial destinies that open up ways to a better life. In the race of attaining more financial gain, using money of other people can be a great way of making money and getting good yields. Look at a case of an owner-managed business who decides to look for sources of capital to finance a new idea innovation. This means the owner can launch the venture on a larger level without having to use his personal cash. When they get to the public with proper business models and the ability to show high returns, they are able to get funding that moves their idea forward. This method aliveness, personal financial pressure, and in the same tell provide base for working together and lucky 7. For instance, reliance on investor funds is very common with many successful real estate developers as the profits from such deals find their way back to the investors. And perseverance, proper utilization of the other people's money will make the future bright with opportunities. In this last part of the course that examines the approaches to amass wealth as applied by the wealthy, there is a moment for self-indulgence. In view of this, do you want to take the necessary steps and incorporate this knowledge into your own life? Just to recap, this was a step 2 in our discovery process, and we have much more to discover. Every method described not only guides to achieving the financial goals, but also forces you to reconsider the ways you approach money and chances. Therefore, what are you waiting for to make that step? Ask yourself, how can implementation of these strategies be done in the present? Please do not leave without subscribing and turning on notifications so the next time it will be easier to join. Let's reveal the real ways of making money and start your successful life ahead.